Good morning Year 2, welcome to the first maths lesson of this week. I would like you to write today's date and skill into your book please. Today's date is Monday the 18th of January 2021 and your skill is to recall multiplication facts for the 2, 5 and 10 multiplication tables. So I'd like to write this in your book please and then unpause the video when you're ready to begin today's maths lesson. Off you go. Okay, let's begin then. Buzz Lightyear ran 10 metres 7 times. Which of these calculations do not describe this word problem? So he ran 10 metres 7 times. So here he is running in. We've got 10 add 7. We've got 7 times 10. We've got a repeated addition number sentence here where we've got 10 lots of 7. And then here we have got 7 lots of 10 in a repeated addition number sentence. So what I would like you to do is I'd like you to pause the video in a second and you're going to discuss with your partner if you're in school or have a little think on your own, have a little chat with your grown-up if you're at home. Which of these calculations do not describe the word problem? Okay, so I'd like to pause the video now please. Off you go. Okay, which one do you think, Ben? So it is the first one doesn't, so 10 add 7 doesn't describe the word problem and neither does the first repeated addition number sentence. So why do you think that is? I want you to tell the person next to you or share with your grown-up why is it that they do not match that word problem. Have a little discussion please and pause the video. Okay, hopefully then you will have something along the lines of this. So 10 add 7 is incorrect because this shows us he's run 10 metres and then he's run another 7, which is 17 metres in total. When actually if we have a look at that word problem, he's actually run 10 metres 7 times, which is 70 metres in total, not 17. So that first number sentence there is wrong, so 10 add 7 is wrong. Let's have a look at why this repeated addition number sentence is wrong then. So that's wrong because he doesn't run 7 metres each time. He actually runs 10 metres, but 7 times, okay? So the person who is in this calculation has got a bit muddled because he doesn't run 7 metres, he runs 10 metres 7 times. Well done. Let's have a look at what we're going to be learning about today then. Okay, we are going to put all of our multiplication knowledge together today to be recalling multiplication facts. So before we do this, I am going to be counting in 10s, 2s and 5s. So we're going to be counting in 10s, 2s and 5s to have a little bit of a practice. And you're going to count in 10s to 100 first. And I would like you to do a star jump whilst counting up in 10s to 100. So each star jump you do, you are going to count in 10 each time. Okay, let's have a look then. So make sure you're standing up in a nice safe space. I don't want you hurting yourself or hurting anyone else. So make sure you're looking around you. Are you standing somewhere that you're going to bump into something? If you are, then you might need to move so that you're a bit safer. Okay, when you're ready then, we are going to begin. I've got my 100 square here. Off we go. So remember, 1 star jump each time we count up in 10s. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 and 100. Okay, well done for counting in 10s to 100 then. Have a nice big breath. Next one then. This time we are going to be counting up to 60, but we're going to be counting in 5s this time. So we're not counting in 10s anymore, we're counting in 5s, so it's getting a little bit more tricky. And this time, rather than doing star jumps, I'd like you to do a jump up and in the air, so jump up and down whilst counting in 5s. So once again, make sure you're in a nice safe space. And once you're ready, we are going to begin. Here's my 100 square then. So we've got 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. Okay, and we're going to stop there because we're just counting to 60 in 5s. Well done. Okay, give yourself a pat on the back. You've done really well counting in 5s there. Let's keep going then. Let's see what we're going to be doing next. Okay, finally you are going to count in 2s to 24. And this time we're not going to do star jumps, we're not going to jump on the spot. This time we're going to run on the spot instead while we're counting in 2s. Are we ready? Once again, make sure you're in a nice safe space with plenty of space around you. Here's our 100 square then. Let's get counting. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22 and 24. Okay, nice big breath then, well done. You must be very tired after all that exercise. And can you sit back down so you're ready to begin the next part of the lesson then, well done. We can use our counting patterns then to help us recall multiplication facts of the 2, 5 and 10 times tables. Now, we have done lots and lots of counting in 2s, 5s and 10s in year 2 throughout the year so far, so you should be really, really good at this today. Okay, let's have a practice then. We have got 6 times 10, so we can solve this by counting in 10 6 times. So let's do it together then. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. So we know then that 6 lots of 10 is 60, so we can write the answer at the end of our number sentence. Let's have a look at another example then. This time we've got 6 times 5, so let's have a go counting together. We've got 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So this time then we've got 6 times 5, and that equals 30. So we can write our number at the end of our number sentence. Last example then. This time we've got 8 times 2, so we're going to count in 2s this time. We're going to do it 8 times. Are you ready? Okay. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. So we can see then, if we've counted in 2s 8 times, we get the answer 16, and we're going to put that answer at the end of our number sentence. Well done, brilliant counting in 10s, 5s and 2s there. Okay, we've got a thinking challenge now. Buzz has answered these 2 times table questions, so he's tried his best here, and Mrs. Potato Head wants to know if you agree with his answers. So let's have a look then. Okay, so I would like you to pause the video and have a look through all of his answers really carefully. Which ones are right, and are there any that you don't agree with? Are there any that you think, oh, Buzz Lightyear has made a mistake there? I would like you to pause the video please and have a look now. Okay, I'm sure you spotted a couple then where he's got a bit muddled and put the wrong answer. So the first one then, 2 times 2, he's put 2 times 2 equals 3. And we know that's not right. Let's have a look at the next one then. 6 times 2 equals 13. 8 times 2 equals 15. And 11 times 2 equals 23. Now I want you to tell the person next to you, why were these wrong? Do you know the correct answer? And how do we know straight away looking at those numbers, that if we're counting in 2s, that answer is not going to be right? So I'd like you to pause the video please and discuss this with either your grown-up or the person next to you. Off you go. Okay. So Buzz has got some questions wrong. The answers, when completing the 2 times table, will always end in 2, 4, 6, 8 or 0. And they'll always be even numbers. So if we have a look then at that first one he got wrong, 2 times 2, number 3 is the answer. That definitely isn't 2, 4, 6, 8 or 0, is it? And it isn't an even number, so that's wrong. So what is the answer to 2 times 2? What do you think the answer is to that one? Well done, it's 4. 2 times 2 is 4. Let's have a look at the next one that he's got wrong then. 6 times 2, he's got 13. 13 doesn't end in 2, 4, 6, 8 or 0, so that one's wrong as well, and it's not an even number. So what would 6 times 2 be? What's the right answer for 6 times 2? What do you think? Okay, well done, it's 12. 6 times 2 equals 12. Okay, have a look at the next one then. 8 times 2, we know that one's wrong, it's not 15. What would the right answer be? Well done, 16 is the right answer for 8 times 2. Lastly then, we've got 11 times 2 equals 23. And again, we know that's not the right answer. It's not an even number, 23, is it? And it isn't ending in 2, 4, 6, 8 or 0. So what's the right answer? What should it be? 11 times 2. Tell the person next to you. Okay, well done. It's 20. 11 times 2 should be 22. So we should have 22 as that answer. Okay, well done. Really good spotting there, you two. Another thinking challenge now then. So Rex has answered this time, and he's a little bit confused there, isn't he? And he's tried to answer these 5 times table questions. And I want you to think, do you agree with his answers? So I'd like you to pause the video, please, and have a little look through and see if he's made any mistakes like Buzz did. Off you go, please. Okay, hopefully you spotted a couple then. So we've got 3 times 5 equals 14. That one's not right. 5 times 5 equals 26. 8 times 5 equals 39, that's not right. And then 10 times 5 equals 51, and we know that's not right as well. So, Rex has got these questions wrong. The answers when completing the 5 times table will always end in 5 or 0. So we can see there for the other ones he got right, like 1 times 5, 2 times 5, they end in 5 and 0. But the ones he got wrong, he hasn't counted in his 5s correctly, has he? And they don't end in 5 or 0. So I'd now like you to have a little look through, and what would the right answer be there, do you think? Use your counting in 5s to help you. And I'd like you to think, what would the right answer be? Pause the video, please. Okay, hopefully you've got an idea of what it should be then. So what should 3 times 5 be? Well done, 15. 3 times 5 is 15, it ends in a 5. What about 5 times 5 then? What should 5 times 5 be? Well done, 25. So we've got 5 times 5 is 25, not 26. Then we've got 8 times 5. Okay, getting slightly trickier now then. 8 times 5, he's put 39. What's the right answer? Well done, 40. 8 times 5 is 40. Last one then, 10 times 5. He's put 51. That doesn't end in a 5 or a 0. What should it be? Well done, 50. 10 times 5 is 50. Super, counting in 5s year 2. Okay, last one then. Mr. Potato Head has answered these 10 times table questions. Do you agree with his answers? So he's looking very, very confused there, isn't he? So I'd like you to pause the video, please, and have a look through. Are there any that he's gone wrong with? Are there any mistakes? Pause the video, please. Okay, let's have a look then. So 2 times 10 equals 21. That's not right. And I'm sure you spotted 5 times 10 equals 54. That one's not right either. He's also gone wrong here. 8 times 10, 86. That one's not right. And 10 times 10 is 99. Why has he gone wrong then? Tell the person next to you, what's he done wrong? What should we see if we're counting in 10s? Pause the video, please. Okay, so he's got some of the wrong answers then, because when we are counting in 10s, when we're completing our 10 times table, it always ends in the numbers, the answer, sorry, always ends in a 0. Okay, so they'll always be even. If we have a look at that first one that he's got wrong then, he's got 21 and that doesn't end in a 0. So what would the right answer for 2 times 10 be? Tell the person next to you. Okay, well done. 2 times 10 would equal 20, so we can help Mr. Potato Head there by correcting him. 5 times 10 then, what would that be? Well done, 50. 5 times 10 is 50, not 54. 8 times 10, what would that be? Well done, it would be 80, not 86. And finally then, 10 times 10, he put 99, and I'm sure we all know that one, year 2. What's the answer to that one? Well done, 10 times 10 is 100. Well done. Guided practice time then. For your guided practice today, I am going to give you a few number sentences, and I would like you to recall the answer or use your counting patterns to solve it. So I'd like you to find the answer to these multiplication tables. And I would like, you can either recall it, you can either use your counting patterns, or you can do as we did before, where we did the star jumps or running on the spot or the jumping to help you count. Okay, so it's up to you how you solve it, but we are going to find the answer. So here they are then. 9 times 10, 3 times 2, 7 times 5, 8 times 2, 11 times 10, and 9 times 5. So you need to find the answer to all of these multiplication questions now. So I'd like to pause the video, please. Okay, let's go through the answers then. I'd like you to tick each one that you got right, okay? Or if you've done them in your head, just think, did I get that one right or did I get the wrong answer? Off you go. Let's have a look. So we've got 9 times 10 is 90. 3 times 2 is 6. 7 times 5 is 35. 8 times 2 is 16, 11 times 10 is 110, and 9 times 5 is 45. Okay, give yourself a pat on the back if you got all of those right. If you got all of those, you gave them all a big tick. Well done. Okay, let's have a look at our independent practice now then. Your task today, you are going to choose between your activities, and I'm going to go through these on the next couple of slides. You need to find the answers to the 2, 5 and 10 times table questions. Remember, you can use your counting patterns to solve this, you can recall, or you can also do the star jumps and the jumps if that's what's really helped you counting your 2s, 5s or 10s today. Okay, so we're going to have a little look through all of the different activities now. So remember, you choose your challenge. The first one you might do then is the call activity. So as you can see here, all of these activities will be underneath this video on the website. And this activity is the call challenge. So the call challenge, you're going to be counting in 2s, 5s and 10s, and you're going to be marking the multiples off on your 100 square. So we can see there, Buzz says count in 2s and put a diagonal line through each multiple. So we would have a diagonal line through 2, and then the next one would be 4, and the next one would be 6, and so on. Okay, and then Woody says count in 5s and circle each multiple. So this time you're circling all of the ones that you've said when you're counting in 5s. And Rex has said count in 10s and shade each multiple. Now some of them you might have shaded and a circle, or shaded and a diagonal line, or even some of them you'll have shaded, circle and a diagonal line. Okay, so there's going to be lots of thinking with this activity. Okay, let's have a look at this one then, the mild activity. This is just a picture of the first sheet. So there are 3 parts to the mild activity today. You've got a sheet for the 2 times table, one for the 5 times table, and one for the 10 times table. This first example then is for the 2 times table, and as you can see, I have given you all of the timetables going in order down on this side, down here. There we go, all of the 2 times tables. And then here you have got the pictures to help you. So if you're finding it a little bit tricky to recall or count in 2s, you can use these pictures to help you. Let's have a look at the independent practice for spicy and hot then. Spicy, you have got all of the multiplications in order. So we've got 2s here, 5s here, and 10s here. Okay, and it's slightly more tricky because you've not got the pictures to help you. So you need to be counting in 2s, 5s and 10s to solve these, and you need to be recalling those multiplication facts. Hot then, you've got an even trickier activity because some of your numbers are missing. Now a really important thing is to have a little look here. Each column, so this is the one you're counting in 2s, this is the one you're counting in 5s, and you're counting in 10s here, and that will give you a little bit of a hint for some of the numbers. And then also have a little look at the order of which the multiplication tables are written down. That will help you with some of the other numbers before you solve them. Okay, so they are your independent practices. I would like you to pause the video now and have a go at these, please. Off you go. Okay, challenge time. Use the greater than, less than or equal symbol to make the statements correct. So let's have a look at the statements then. We've got 6 times 5 and 12 times 2. We've got 10 times 5 and 5 times 10. We've got 8 times 2 and 4 times 5. And I would like you, with your partner, with your grown-up, having a little think. I want you to solve those questions, so find the answer for those questions, and then once you've done that, you're going to be able to compare those number sentences and compare the answers using greater than, less than, or the equal symbol. So pause the video, please. Let's see if you've got the same answers then. 6 times 5 equals 30. We've got 10 times 5, so we're going down. 10 times 5 equals 50. 8 times 2 equals 16. 12 times 2 equals 24, 5 times 10 equals 50, and 4 times 5 equals 20. So what do you think will go in the first box? Will it be the greater than, or the less than, or the equal symbol? Okay, let's see. Okay, well done. It'll be the greater than symbol. So 30 is greater than 24. What about the next one then? What will go in the next box? Well done, the equal symbol. So 50, we've got 50 on one side and the answer is also 50 on the other side. And that's the same number, therefore we've used the equal symbol. The last box then, what would we put? Greater than, or less than, or equal to? Tell the person next to you. Okay, let's see then. Well done, we've got less than. So 16 is less than 20. Okay. Final thought for today then. Sometimes we are given the answer and we need to work out another part of the multiplication question. What would the missing number be in this number sentence? So here we have got something times 5 equals 30. So we need to figure out that missing number. Have a little chat with the person next to you. How could we do this? How could we work out what that missing number would be? Pause the video if you need any longer. Okay, we could use our counting in fives until we get to 30. So let's see, we've got 5. So we've got 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So how many times have we counted in 5? Well done, 6. And we can see that here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces of Numicom. We've counted 6 lots of 5. So our missing number is, what do we think? Well done, it is 6. We've got 6 times 5 equals 30. Okay, thank you very much, Year 2. You've worked really hard today. Bye.